Some pitchers overpower hitters. Some outsmart them. And then there are pitchers like Milt Pappas, who spent his career proving that command, consistency, and conviction could build a remarkable legacy. Milt Pappas won 209 major league games over 17 seasons. He never won 20 in a season. He never captured a Cy Young Award. He was rarely the loudest name in baseball, but year after year he kept taking the ball. His story begins with the Baltimore Orioles, where he reached the majors as an 18-year-old after pitching only 3 games in the minor leagues. The Orioles of the late 1950s and early 1960s were building towards something special, and Pappas became one of the anchors of that rise. He wasn't trying to throw the hardest fastball in the league. He was trying to throw the next strike. That became his identity, control, efficiency, the ability to make hitters swing at his pitch instead of theirs. By the early 1960s, he had become one of the American League's most dependable starters, earning 3 All-Star selections, including both All-Star games in 1962 and starting the 1965 All-Star game. His career then took one of baseball history's most famous turns. Before the 1966 season, Baltimore traded Milt Pappas to Cincinnati in the deal that brought Frank Robinson to the Orioles. History remembers the trade because Robinson immediately won the Triple Crown and led Baltimore to its first World Series championship. It became one of the most one-sided trades baseball has ever seen. But that history sometimes hides another truth. Milt Pappas continued to pitch well. He won games in Cincinnati. Later, he was part of the Atlanta Braves club that captured the franchise's first division title after moving to Atlanta. And when many thought his best baseball was behind him, he arrived in Chicago and produced perhaps the finest stretch of his career. Sometimes a player's greatest chapters come after everyone assumes the book is nearly finished. In 1971, Pappas won a career-high 17 games, a total he would match again the following season. That 1971 season also produced one of baseball's rarest pitching accomplishments, an immaculate inning, 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts, nothing wasted. Every pitch mattered. It perfectly reflected the kind of pitcher he had always been. Then came September 2nd, 1972 in Wrigley Field. The San Diego Padres. For 26 consecutive batters, perfection was within reach. 1 strike away ahead of pinch hitter Larry Stahl with a 1-2 count. Then 3 consecutive sliders were called balls. Ball 4. The perfect game disappeared. Pappas never stopped believing that strike 3 should have been called. The debate over home plate umpire Bruce Fleming's strike zone has lasted for decades. What no one debates is what happened next. Pappas retired the final batter, Gary Gestat, to complete a no-hitter. It remains one of the greatest pitching performances in Cubs history and one of baseball's most famous near-perfect games. Later that month, on September 20th, he earned the 200th victory of his career, another milestone in a career built on remarkable consistency. His career reveals something fascinating. He became the first pitcher in Major League history to reach 200 victories without ever winning 20 games in a single season. That isn't a weakness. It's a different kind of greatness, not one spectacular peak, a mountain range of outstanding seasons. Pappas also did something pitchers rarely do anymore. He helped himself at the plate. He hit 20 career home runs, including 2 in one game, while pitching a shutout. He even hit the only home run in a 1-0 Orioles victory over the Yankees in 1962. One of those wonderful reminders that pitchers once had the chance to change games with both their arms and their bats. Perhaps the best way to understand him, he wasn't defined by one overpowering pitch. He wasn't defined by one unforgettable season. He was defined by reliability, by taking the ball hundreds of times, by throwing strikes, by giving his team a chance nearly every fifth day for almost 2 decades. Some baseball careers are remembered because they burned brilliantly for a moment. Others are remembered because they endured. Milt Pappas reminds us that longevity is its own form of excellence, and that consistency repeated often enough becomes history. I'm Mr. Baseball, and this has been Players, a Smell Baseball podcast.